It's big, but
You are
City
listening
Poly
to the
is bigger
B.I.G.
than
Show
Hampton
with your
Roads.
hosts, Calvin and Garland. The B.I.G. Show is a
It
weekly
just is.
breakdown of the sports world from a fan's perspective. Here are your hosts, Calvin and Garland.
It is the big show. And we're here, and it's pretty early. Y'all don't know, but it's
Yeah,
pretty
y'all
early
know.
for us.
We getting it done early.
we usually ain't even off work by this time,
Right.
but it's pretty early for us.
I'm off right now.
Well, yeah, me too. I'm off now too.
You
We are
asking for
back.
nothing.
You can see us live on YouTube right now. We're on all the podcast platforms. And if you have Spotify, you can see our beautiful faces talking City Poly Week as we were
City
coming
Poly
on.
Week.
So, what's going on with you, Garland?
Yeah, no such thing as Northwestern Forest Park Week. So I'm trying to think, who was Northwestern's rival when I was there? Nobody. We were in a conference, and so we were in conference with Poly. We were
MSA,
in
Poly was in
yeah,
A conference.
St. Joe Catholic schools were in the conference. So yeah, we did not have a natural rival. We did not have a rival school.
I was trying to think of location because Northwestern was over on this end.
Yeah.
I guess there was no high school.
Forest Park was probably the closest high school. Pikesville, but that's in Baltimore County.
If you go down Northern Parkway, you could get Northern since that was
you could get Northern, but that's all the way across.
That was far. Town. Yeah, that's the other side of town.
Yeah, so yeah, we did not have any rivals, but Calvin was fortunate enough to go to the Castle on the Hill, the Dump on the Hump, and
blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Yeah, I'm going to talk more about City in my Come On Yo, but yeah, how's it feel to go to a high school with so much history and legacy and tradition?
So when you're in it, you don't really realize it because you're just a student. When you start getting into your mid-20s up into like your 40s, you feel the pride, you talk the shit and all that. When you start getting into your late 40s and 50s, it's exhausting as a motherfucker because there's something going on every day this week, and I don't generally attend the extras, but no, it's pride. You make a lot of friends. It's almost like, if you're in Baltimore and people ask you what school you go to, they're talking about high school as opposed to college. But just like colleges and fraternities and sororities that make lifelong friends, when you're a part of something like a City, a Poly, Western, even Dunbar, you get lifelong friends. There's a tradition and a pride that you have about your school, whether it be like Dunbar for sports, or in my mother's case, who's a Dunbar poet, that was their school when she was in high school. That was the zone school for everybody on the east side, for all the black students.
West side was Douglas.
Yeah, or if it's just tradition when it comes to things like academics and a lot of prominent people where you get a City and a Poly, you just get pride in that kind of stuff. So it feels good, but to be very honest, it's no different from going to any other school. It's just how the school is presented to you and how you take it in. So City has a lot of pride and had a lot of pride before any of us even got there.
Sure.
So they just passed it down to everyone, and it continues to be passed down.
Yeah, shout out to my Uncle Ed. He was one of the first blacks to graduate from City back in the 50s, late 50s in Orleans. So congrats to Uncle Ed. And City was leading the way in the integration of schools in Baltimore City. And so definitely a lot of history there. My wife is a City grad, as well as her brother and others crisscrossing through my life. And I was just telling Calvin before we went on, then my sister and her husband are Poly graduates. And so a lot of cross-pollination going on throughout the family. And I'll talk about my City failure later.
Indirectly, if it wasn't for City, we wouldn't have this podcast.
True.
It was the City guys, me, Ryan, Caffey. We decided that we wanted to play softball and get our own team because we were playing on other teams, and we got our own team together.
Had to go get their own.
Which it was going to be called the City Knights, but we changed the name at the last minute to the Baltimore Grays. Got to play in church league, met Garland. And the rest was history.
Bada bip, booty boot the bang. Here we go. Skyda boot the bang. Man, let's go ahead and jump into it. I know we early, so I want Calvin has some dental work done today, so I want to give him an opportunity to get some rest, to pop some Percocet, Molly Percocet, Molly Percocet. Hopefully, he got them good pills. Maybe he got the Tylenol 1000s, and he can go
I
ahead and pop a couple of them.
I'm not here to neither deny or what is
Oh
it?
yeah, because you know they be
Yeah,
breaking
I'm not.
in your
I'm
house.
not.
It's just
Yeah, I'm not.
he all right, y'all. He just got regular ibuprofen. Don't come
Just
bother
yeah,
him.
I'm not.
Man, another one bites the dust, Calvin. LSU fired coach Brian Kelly. Kelly has signed a 10-year deal when he made the big move to come to LSU from Notre Dame back in November of 2021. That deal included 95 million in salary, 90% of which was guaranteed. Kelly's listed salary was just under $10.2 million, and he's owed just more than $54 million in buyout money. Frank Wilson, LSU's associate head coach and running backs coach, will take over the team as interim head coach. The Tigers next play on November the 8th against number 4 Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Now, Kelly, who was 64, compiled a record of 34 and 14 record over 4 seasons at LSU, winning just under 71% of his games. But the Tigers had lost 3 of their past 4 games, all in the SEC. And Saturday's loss to the Texas A&M Aggies was one in which the road team scored 35 straight points to open the second half. Kelly won a SEC West Division title in his first year with the Tigers, and he coached Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Jaden Daniels in 2023. But an 8-4 regular season in 2024 that included 3 straight double-digit losses to Texas A&M, Alabama, and Florida stirred some discontent as he headed into this season. LSU went 4-11 in AP ranked matchups under Brian Kelly since 2022. The Tigers were the only team with double digit such losses and owned the third worst win percentage among the 29 teams to play in at least 5 AP ranked matchups over that span. And so we touched on it a little bit last week about it's like when now flavor that has hit college football. This is like the third or fourth big time coach at a big time blue blood program that has been fired mid-season. We've never seen this before, Calvin. I mean, most coaches, they either get to ride out the entire contract or they get more years to build, but not anymore. And so I don't see a lot of people crying spilt milk over this because Brian Kelly was not necessarily loved in the media or across the coaching community. But this opens up more speculation, Calvin, just on the change in college sports. What's your thoughts about this in terms of, these big money coaches? You better win out. If you're not in the playoffs, it's all about the playoffs. It's that playoff money. If you're not in the playoffs, you might be looking for a new job.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we haven't seen this before. When we talk about the certain schools and their expectations. Now, of course, if we're talking about mid-level schools and lower level schools, we haven't seen things like that. But when we're talking about the LSU's, the Alabamas, the
Sure.
Oklahomas at the time, the Texas, those schools. They will give that coach that 1 year, maybe 2 years. Brian Kelly had 4 years there. Now, granted, the teams that he's lost to and the record against the top teams are going to really do him in. But as we talked about, the level of school that you're in, because that record out of Maryland, he would get a statue out there. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
it's something different. Now Brian Kelly does have a history of not being liked. We talk about him being at Notre Dame. He
Right.
wasn't like very much there. But I'll tell you what, kids, you don't necessarily have to be an athlete. Just be a coach. This man got fired and is still getting $54 million. They're giving him $54 million
To
to
go away.
go away.
Mhm.
Not to stay, but to go away. Kids, coaching might be where it's at. You ain't got to worry about no CTE. If you get fired,
Right.
you might be a little embarrassed for a day or so, but where you gonna be embarrassed in Bali? I'm, I'm, I'm in Thailand, so upset. I'm on my yacht. I'm
Embarrassed in the
so
Bentley.
upset.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I know they're talking about possibly talking to Lane Kiffin, even
Yeah.
Nick Saban to come back to LSU. We know that his tenure at LSU was shortened when he went to the
I
Miami
heard Ed
Dolphins.
Ogeron possibly.
Ed Ogeron, Mr. Hey, this is Ed Ogeron.
It's the man that made the rock.
But long gone are possibly the days. I don't LSU, like you said, is a blue blood school, but long gone are possibly the days. You mentioned Jaden Daniels, but are possibly the days of the Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Why do I forget the Bengals names that quick? The Justin
Jamar
Jefferson,
Chase,
Jamar Chase, and
Odell
Mr. Hurt.
Beckham.
Mr. Hurt was the quarterback.
Oh,
Quarterback for the Bengals. Why do I forget the names? I have no idea why I forget his
Joe
name.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow, long gone, with all of them being on the same team at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So
One of the
I
greatest
say
things
long
ever.
gone, but you never know with the blue blood schools. But when you get that many great players on the team, anybody that could possibly be a great player and that's on the bench will go to another team. We saw that in the case of Indiana, who, by the way, is the number 2 ranked school.
Right.
Maryland's gonna have the hell
Indiana
on their
is messing
hands.
up the world for these subpar college coaches
It really
because now these ADs are looking at their coaches like, hey, if
lock
Indiana can get out here and do this, if Vanderbilt can get out here and be a top 10
exactly.
team,
Exactly.
what you doing, Mike Loxley?
When I
What?
saw them ranked number 2, I was like, "Oh gosh, Indiana, this ain't basketball.
It's not
This ain't the
basketball.
days of Bobby Knight.
No.
this is Indiana football." It was like,
Yeah.
"Oh goodness
I
gracious."
feel sorry. And I know we talked about it last week, and I get a lot of grief in the chat line, Jay and Jason and Lil B about I always want to fire coaches. But hey, if these coaches from the big programs are getting fired for not making the playoffs, I don't think Loxley makes it through the end of the season if they don't
Yeah,
win. So if they don't make a bowl this year, which I don't right now, it's not looking like they're going to be bowl
it's not
eligible.
looking good. Yeah,
I think hey, James Franklin, welcome to you. Welcome back to the University of Maryland.
I
Brian
still don't think
Kelly, welcome to the
myself.
University of Maryland. The coach that got fired at Florida, welcome to the University of Maryland, because you got some coaches out there now, and you don't have to stay with Loxley. They'll find some money. You got go get that Under Armour money
And
and put it together.
Indiana locked their coach up. I think
Oh,
after
they
his
went here and locked him up
I
after he
think
had that win
after
against
like
Oregon.
yeah, they was just like, "Oh, come, we need to have a talk at the end of this game, sir.
Yes, because
Sign right here, please."
when Franklin got fired, they went and locked him right on up. James Franklin fired. You ain't going to Penn State.
You ain't going
You
nowhere,
ain't going
sir.
nowhere. Take this money. They talking about they might hire Matt Rule. Matt Rule is a loser. He won one season at Temple. He won one season at Baylor, and then all of a sudden he's a loser. He's been a loser at Nebraska. But
Well,
they're going to hire him.
well,
You could have
dang.
kept Franklin. Was that too direct?
Tell them how you really feel about Matt Rule.
Matt
Jeez.
Rule's a loser. Hey, but he beat Maryland though.
We could beat Maryland right now. No, what the fuck is
Yeah, they drilled not Nebraska, Indiana drilled UCLA, and Maryland could barely keep up with them in a game that they possibly could have won.
should have won, not
Yeah.
just could have won, should have won.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a lot of big name coaches on the market come the end of this season. I think University of Maryland and some of these other schools that think that they're big time because Maryland left the ACC for football. They did not leave the ACC for basketball. They wanted the football money, and so they know they're going to need a big name coach to justify the football money. And so we'll see. I hope Calvin Cousin win. I hope he start winning some games or whatnot.
Your boy, you mentioned Dion might walk away from Colorado.
Let's talk about Dion. What about Dion?
I was about to say, What at LSU? I think Dion would go
Yeah.
to Maryland. I think he'd go to Maryland before LSU. I don't even think he'd go to Maryland, but I don't think you can't. Well,
How about
the,
Dion at Florida? I think that would be.
I think that
I
would
would.
be.
I would bring him in for an interview.
I think that would be a match.
That
I
would be a
think that.
match from Florida. He knows that
Yeah.
Dion in
Now,
Florida.
I think that would be a match, but now how would he feel about that Florida State rivalry? However, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, that's right. I forgot he's a Seminole. Hey, that
yeah.
coach might not be around by the end of the season either, Mike Norvell, because they were supposed to be a playoff caliber team, and they lost a lot of games this year too. I'm surprised he hasn't been let go already, but we'll see. So yes, I think we're gonna have a lot of movement in college football after the season's done. Hey man, Snoop Huntley for MVP. That's where I'm going with this, Calvin. Tyler Snoop Huntley for MVP. He saved the Baltimore Ravens season last Sunday. That's what I know. We talk track. That's my man now. That's my man's the best backup quarterback in the NFL. I forgot. Pro Bowl selection. Pro
I, I
Bowler.
think he started it. I think
Yeah,
he started.
Pro Bowler, starting Pro Bowl quarterback from several years ago, Snoop Huntley. Man, Snoop Huntley led the Baltimore Ravens as they broke a four-game losing streak to beat the Chicago Bears 30-16 to raise their record to 2-5. This was the game that everyone was pointing to that we needed this game. We needed this week. The Ravens needed this win to start this march towards the playoffs. This win was the first without Lamar Jackson this season and has given hope to the Ravens' slim playoff chances in the AFC North, with the three other teams in the division all lost on Sunday. So that definitely opened the door for the Ravens. With the win on Sunday, the Ravens' chances to make the playoffs increased to 46%. I think it was as low as maybe 10 going into that Sunday game versus the Bears. And also with our final prediction scores, we were right there. Calvin had the Ravens winning 31-17. I had the Ravens winning 30-21. So we were kind of within a point or two range of that. And so let's talk about the offense first, Calvin, and what was probably their best offensive output since the second game of the season against the Browns. Snoop, he went 17 for 22 for 186 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. And he was second in rushing yards for the team with 7 carries for 53 yards. Derrick Henry, he rushed for 77 yards, scored 2 touchdowns, moving him ahead of Walter Sweetness Payton for fifth all time in rushing TDs in NFL. Salute to the king. Also, Calvin, there was a Keaton Mitchell sighting. Free Keaton Mitchell. I am the president of the Free Keaton Mitchell Society. Uh, he ran for 4 for 43 with 10 yards per carry average. Zay Flowers had 7 receptions for 63 yards. And so this was the first time that the Ravens scored in double digits since the Chiefs game. What did Todd Monken do in this game that was special?
So I don't know if it was Todd. Well, let me back up. Let me not say I don't know if it was Todd Monken.
It had to be Todd Monken.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, I
had to
think
be
the
Todd
play
Monken.
calling was 100% better.
Yeah. Play calling was much better. Although the play calling for the Rams game, the we're just going to run it down your throat was good. They just had penalties.
Right.
But I think utilizing the skills of Snoop Huntley, which Cooper Rush did not have, definitely helped you open up the offense a little more. You also kept the defense on their toes. They were running traps. They were running. They were running the option play. Snoop Huntley was throwing the ball. He was throwing people open. There was a point where Snoop was 13 for 13. He completed 13 passes in a row. Listen, man, there have only been 2 times that I can recall in this podcast that I have gone against the Ravens. The first time was when they went up. No, the second time was a couple weeks ago when they went up against the Rams and had Cooper Rush. We both said the Ravens are going to
Right.
lose. The first time was the playoff game against
Against
the
Cincinnati.
Bengals. It
Mhm.
was against the Bengals. Garland was like, I got the Ravens. What you think? I said, if Snoop Huntley is quarterbacking, they're going to lose. And he lost that game out. He lost the fumble. But I have to admit, the man looked 100% better. He looked more mature. He looked
He
comfortable
did.
in the offense.
He did.
He doesn't have the zip that Lamar has on the ball. He doesn't have the burst that Lamar has, but he was still attempting it. He knew when to go down. He didn't take any unnecessary hits. There were a couple errant throws. The interception was
He
a tip
almost had
ball. I
one
know
interception. Yeah.
it was a tip ball because I had to look at it again
Mhm.
because I was like, the way it
Right.
came out his hand didn't look right. But he did have a pass that he could have hit Bateman on that would have probably been for 20, 30 yards, but
Right.
he didn't hit him right. I mean, but he looked good, man. And I, I can't take anything from him. He took what the offense gave him. He went through his reads. He even threw a ball to Zay that
Oh,
you saw Zay.
over
He threw it
coverage.
over his head, but I think Zay was kind of like, where the fuck that come from? Because Zay never sped up. You know what I mean?
Right.
If Zay
Right.
if Zay speeds up, that's a touchdown. But I think Zay was kind of like, well, I ain't never seen you throw
Oh.
a ball like that before.
Oh.
I mean,
That arm is throwing today.
yeah, man. Between Monken's play calling, the execution, the line played a lot better.
A lot better.
Not for Lalo, not for Lalo. For Lalo is
Yeah.
still
Filet he's
horrible.
still filet.
Derrick Henry was running with a little more purpose. If you could
Mm-hmm.
say, and you see, even on the touchdown scores, Derrick Henry was all business. Derrick Henry was scoring touchdowns like we were still down 30. He
Right.
was not celebrating. He was just
Right.
like, hey, we here for some business. I mean, you got Mark Andrews, you got Kohler, you got Likely, all of them got involved. Having Pat Ricard back definitely helped.
Big.
And that Keaton Mitchell, let me tell you something. There's no better feeling than a guy with speed and fresh legs that can close out a game. Now we got to teach Keaton Mitchell that look at the clock and
Stay
down the ball,
bounds.
stay in
Stay
bounds.
in bounds.
But when you're trying to run out the clock and you got this guy with a
Mhm.
team that's already tired and he hitting the edge and he running first downs to close out the game, this is the formula, sir.
Calvin, the fact that he has not played in the majority of games this season, he's been a healthy scratch in at least 4 games. Let's maybe say 5. He's been a healthy scratch in 5 games.
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
It's coaching
malpractice.
It's coaching malpractice. Somebody get Big Al on the phone. Does Big Al or Science and Kirk, do they handle coaching malpractice? Because we need to sue.
I knew it was coming.
I need to sue. I need Science and Kirk. If you got a phone, you got a lawyer. That's who I need. Get them down. I don't know if Billy Murphy would do this. Billy Murphy, would you do this for us, please?
Stephen L. Miles. Is Stephen L. Miles still locked up?
No. I think Stephen L. Miles, he passed.
He passed away. He died?
Yeah, because he put it was Miles and Kirk. They actually they merged.
Okay, Stephen L. Miles got in trouble for something not too long.
He did really.
Yeah,
I remember
for
when we were younger, he got in. He had represented some guy who had shot someone, and it was a big trial. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to Google it. But anyway, yes. Can I get Science and Kirk? Can I get Billy Murphy? Somebody to take Levy from The Wire. Can I get Levy from The Wire?
What about Barry Glazer? Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Yeah, Barry Glazer got in trouble. Give me Big Al. Give me somebody. Because this is coaching. That was Calvin. It's coaching malpractice. It's coaching malpractice.
When you see the way Keaton Mitchell was out there running
Yes.
To close out that game,
Calvin?
I gotta agree. I even got on the little chat last night because I had to rewatch the game over, and I got on the chat last night and was like, "Yeah, I've changed my opinion on if Keaton Mitchell should be in there." Because it wasn't that I was necessarily a Justice Hill fan, but I understood Justice Hill getting most of
No
the
slight to
plays
Justice
in
Hill.
there. But
He's been
no,
a great player for the
you gotta
Ravens.
have that home run hitter in
You
there. You
gotta
gotta
have a
have
home run hitter,
you gotta have
and
him in
and
there.
for me, it's this. It's saying people. Keaton Mitchell, he doesn't pick up. Yes, Jason, I'm talking about you. Keaton Mitchell, he doesn't pick up the blitz and all these. Yes, Lil B, I'm talking about you. He doesn't pick up the blitz and all of these things. Well, that's why you scheme and design your plays to put your players in the best positions. If he's not the guy to catch your blitzes, then he shouldn't be in pass pro on certain downs. You need to get him into a route, pitch him the ball to run. I forgot that they knew how to run on the outside because all they've been doing
Exactly.
is running off
Exactly.
tackle with Henry every game.
Exactly.
I think they forgot, like, oh wow, we were successful at this
Yeah.
a year or two ago. And yeah, it was good to see them get back to it because I think they had kind of forgotten that they had that ability. And our word on the street is that during the bye week, they say, hey, we need to get this guy at least 7 to 10 touches a game. Talking about Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm glad they came to
Have
this.
to.
I guess it was me
Have to.
outside of one winning drive. They probably saw me with the sign saying free Keaton Mitchell to give Keaton. They probably said we need this guy to get away from here. We're going to get him arrested. And so I'm glad to see that. But I think that was a great wrinkle to the offense.
Yeah.
They were able to build off of the play action. They got the runs when they needed. Snoop made the necessary connections in the pass game when he needed to. The ball was spread around. It was a good all around balanced
Really
offensive
was.
attack, which was very good for them heading into the stretch of games. Now let's talk about the defense, man. Zach Orr's unit held a hot Bears team to 1 touchdown and 3 field goals, which is pretty good. They had put a whipping on the Cowboys and the Saints coming up into this game, and so they had held the Bears collectively to under 100 yards rushing, which was good as well because, as we know, teams have been running on the Ravens like crazy. And so, although they only had 1 sack, which was by Mike Green, his first sack in his NFL career, shout out to him. They held Caleb Williams to no touchdown passes and intercepted him once. Which was a great interception by Wiggins that led to pretty much the touchdown that put them in front. The Bears offense has performed well under new head coach Ben Johnson, but this unit, our Ravens unit, really, really stepped up. And so um, when we talk about the defense, I'm still concerned about the pass rush. The pass rush is not strong. They don't get there unless they're blitzing. What are some other things that you saw in the game that was a plus for you?
So a plus was now you went over the Mike Green sack just slightly, but let's give
Mhm.
Mike Green some credit because he has been maligned along with the defense, and I think that sack on a
Yes.
critical
Hmm.
third down kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. If you notice that they were getting pressure on Caleb. Now, of course, it was still only the 1 sack, but they were getting some pressures in there. There were two intentional groundings that, without intentional groundings, they're sacks. They really should be counted as sacks anyway, intentional groundings. You saw Kyle Hamilton getting up in there. He's able to now come down in the box because the trade for Oweh got us another safety that's allowed Kyle Hamilton to come down in the box. Yeah, man. I will tell you, and Nate Wiggins with the interception, biggest play of the game.
Big play.
We needed that, but I will say, those were some of my positive, but my negative is going back to Nate Wiggins.
Okay.
Roma Doomsday was lighting his ass up in
He
the
did have a
first
good
half.
game. Hmm.
He was lighting them up in the first half. Now, with that being said, Roma Doomsday, as quiet as it's kept, is a premier #1 wide receiver. I would assume that you're giving Nate Wiggins one-on-one because his history of one-on-ones have been great. I'm assuming
Hmm.
that he's going to get the Jaden
Probably on
Waddle
Thursday.
coverage
Hmm.
Thursday nights. So we'll see if they need some help, if they need to shift some things over on him. But I'm the pass rush and the pass coverage is still a little shaky having Roquan back. I think the linebackers did well. You saw the tight
Yeah,
ends didn't really do much
didn't kill
in
this
this
game.
game. Yeah,
Hmm.
so I, I I'm confident in the defense. You know, the last two games they've given up what a total of 30 something points to the Rams
Yep.
and the Bears.
Hmm.
So I'm confident in the defense right now. I think if they can play like that, because they don't have to be lights out, if they can play like that, coupled with an offense that played like they played, I think that 46% chance is going to jump back up to 60 or 70%. You know, we got a lighter schedule. I
Sure.
always hate to say easy schedule when you come to the NFL. Plus, like I always said, when they say the Ravens' schedule is a lot softer, we're still the soft team in the schedule. Also, I
Right.
mean, we're 2-5. We're still a soft team in the schedule. Also, so
Right.
they got a lighter schedule.
Yeah. I mean, it's no room for mistakes on this one. You
None,
know,
none.
there's no room for mistakes on this one, and they dug this hole for themselves, and so they know it, and they have to work out of this. I think defensively, um, yeah, maybe by the trade deadline, they will go out and get a defensive lineman that could rush the passer. May that be someone from the end or someone from inside. I would rather see them have someone on the inside that could help stop the run a little bit more, that would give Jones a little bit more help up the middle. Because once he gets double teamed, pretty much teams are running at will. And so maybe they will find somebody that's on the cheap. Of course, they would have to give up something for that. But I thought it was overall a great defensive plan. They're not going to be able to live by the blitz every game. And so uh, we're just going to have to figure this out. But I like the fact that, yeah, these are two offenses that I know I was looking at least the Rams. I was like, yeah, the Rams have been clicking and the Bears have been clicking coming into these games, and they were able to neutralize them. I'd like to see them do a little bit better in tackling. There were a couple times where they had Caleb Williams sacked and he got out of those tackles. They missed a lot of tackles, kind of like in the first half. But overall, I thought the unit played well. I think Jair Alexander, I read somewhere that if they release him by week 10, then that cuts the salary on the cap in half or something, or he doesn't get a bonus. And so I don't think he's going to make it past then. It doesn't look like he's going to be in the rotation from here on out. And so, yeah, they're going to have to put it together in the defensive backfield, and they're just going to have to play tight. And we're going to have to see how it matches up. I think, going into Thursday's game, I think not having Hill, unfortunately, who's gone for the season, and we don't know what his future is in terms of when he's going to return from that horrific injury he had in the Thursday night game. Yeah, they're down to Jalen Waddle as probably, their most explosive receiver. And so
Well, they
that
got
does
as
like me.
Shane. They got
Yeah,
the running
the
back
back,
tonight.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, having Hill there with Waddle would present a lot more
yeah.
issues. Not saying they're bums, but it does make the need for doubling a wide receiver a little bit lighter. Maybe they can single cover a Waddle. You never know. So we'll see. But just overall good game plan. And so Zach Orr, he's been coaching his butt off. He's trying to save his
He-
life. As a matter of fact, he started the season.
Sick
He's
of
sick.
y'all talking about his ass. He's
Right.
sick of
He
y'all.
he shaved his beard off to start the season. I saw him the other day on TV. That beard is back. He had to like, look, let me get serious because I was
Yeah.
trying to be pretty boy up in here with a
Sick of
goatee.
y'all shit. He's sick of y'all shit.
Yeah, so was Munkin. He out there slapping five with trippy kicker and all that stuff
Yeah.
outside the game. Like, yeah,
They
what
told,
they gonna say now?
they said Tom wasn't easy to get along with. Tom was like, fuck y'all. I ain't never been easy to
Right.
get along with. Thank you, man. Hey, parents, just in case you haven't known, we don't know about the long term right now, but for the immediate future, if you get rid of your kids' PlayStations and any other games that they have, you see how the Ravens responded. Your kids will respond. I'm just saying, throw the PlayStation out, throw the
Hmm.
computers out. They'll start getting A's. You
Lamar
want
said, "Get this stuff." Lamar said, "If I could have got the TVs out of here, I would have got the TVs out of here. I got everything out of here. That was me." Can you imagine that? Because you know them Southern boys, you can't understand them without subtitles. So he probably like, hey man, hey, cuz, hey twin, get all this out of here, twin, get all this out of here, twin. You know they use twin down in Florida.
No,
Come
no,
on,
they say
twin, get out of here,
they
twin.
say, yeah, man, we don't need this. None of them jits need to play. We don't need
Right.
them jits. We don't need South Florida, they got them jits. We don't need none of these jits playing. These jits need to concentrate on the game.
Right.
Hey man, speaking of Florida, Miami, you talked about trade. You know, the Ravens, if they win this Miami game, they may be coming back with one of the Miami players. It could be Jalen Phillips, you know, it could be they may be
Well,
coming back with one of these
come on
Dolphin
back.
pass rushes. Yeah,
Come
you
on
never
back.
know.
You know Matt Judon is on that roster.
I did not know he was on Miami's
Yeah,
roster.
Matt Judon is still playing football. He's on that roster.
Okay.
Yeah,
I knew he
yeah.
was still
So,
playing.
mhm.
He come back up here and get back close to his baby mother. Move back close to him. This is all 32. What's up, guy?
Ravens, man, they facing some major discipline. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, he practiced last Friday despite his lingering hamstring injury. He took a full slate of reps with the scout team, and he did not take any reps with the first team offense. And so the Ravens listed him as fully participating in practice. Now, under the language of the NFL's personnel injury report policy, it's clear that the Ravens applied the incorrect label to Jackson's Friday's practice. He should have been listed as limited. And so what happened was they went ahead and changed the status to out on Saturday. They changed it to limited on Saturday and then said he was out later that day, which, you know, because last week and all the gambling stuff that was going on was a major, major no-no. And so the NFL is reviewing the situation, and the policy itself contains specific information about the potential penalties the Ravens may face. The commissioner under the policy may take a draft choice, or he may impose a fine uh, for the organization because of this mischaracterization of Lamar's injury. And so Coach John Harbaugh, he just said, hey, man, it was a boo-boo. He said, you know, it was an honest mistake. I mean, it's really an honest mistake. This is John Harbaugh. He said, I can tell you this, nobody's trying to hide anything. I mean, there's no advantage. There's no advantage to be gained, you know, with that. I mean, it was he practiced. I mean, his status was what it was. It was he was questionable. So John Harbaugh said it was a boo boo. It was a mistake. As a matter of fact, he threw the medical staff under the bus. He said it was them. We don't handle that over here. The coaches, the medical staff handles that. And then when they asked Lamar about it, Lamar said, "Well, it's my body. I make a decision when I play when I'm ready to play." And so there's some things going on there, man. People thinking that the organization's scared of Lamar. Lamar basically calls his own shots. He when he wants to play, he plays, and all those things. You know, what do you think about the situation and the look that it put on the Ravens?
Well, first of all, there should be Cal Ripken rules for Lamar Jackson because he is Lamar Jackson. So he should be able to call his shots. If the organization want to be scared of him, they can be scared of him. They should be scared of him because if he leave, a whole bunch of us are leaving. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about John Harbaugh. Because you know how I feel about him.
I know how you feel about Harbaugh.
I can't stand him. And when it comes to a situation like this where you're risking a draft choice or a heavy fine because you weren't honest about a status, trying to get a game advantage, that's what the fuck I want you to do, John.
So
that's what I want you. I'm with John on this one. If you can skirt the motherfucking rules, skirt the motherfucker. That's the kind of coach I want to see. You know what I mean? Hey, man, I ain't even know. That's for real. That's what I was supposed. Damn, my bad. Y'all.
I mean, he practiced. I thought he was fine. I mean, he was out there. What?
The definition of practice is he practiced. I ain't know it had to be with a certain unit or not.
I know. Yeah, because he had to be with the starters.
Just for the future, like let's say we do this again, can I just put like Derrick Henry with him? And then would that be considered him practicing with the starter? Because Derrick Henry is a starter. Like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. Belichick has done it for years.
Sure.
And they get fined and
You
stuff
know who
like that
used to
too.
do it?
Uh,
What was the coach of the Redskins? Joe Gibbs.
Joe
They
Gibbs.
used to hire people on injured
I
reserve.
I have no issue with anything like that. Of course, you're going to face the consequences. It could be a heavy fine. You can lose a draft pick, but you know what they're not going to lose? The game. They won the game, and that's what matters. And moving forward, that's what we need to focus on. Let DeCosta deal with the draft picks and the money later. But if you can skirt the rule,
Mhm.
now don't do it again because the second time is going to be, going to be pretty detrimental to the offseason.
Sure.
But I mean, I have no issue with it. I have no issue whatsoever
Yeah.
with it. I actually like it. Whether he knew it or not, who am I to judge? That's my coach. I believe him. I ain't gotta like him, but I believe him. And they won the game. And if you can say that Lamar Jackson is practicing, making the Bears think that they got to prepare for Lamar Jackson, even better. Because if they got to prepare for Snoop Huntley, Snoop might not have looked as good if they prepare for him.
Right. Right.
So, hey
Right.
man, I have no issue with it, none whatsoever.
Yeah, I think, you know, they were definitely trying to get an advantage by not, really speaking up to the last minute. So they definitely were trying to get an advantage. The word is, I know Schefter and a couple other people reported that really the target was tomorrow night's game. The organization knew, and they said that was what Lamar was telling his teammates. He was targeting being back by the Thursday night game against the Dolphins, and so I think the organization knew that he was not going to play on Sunday, and just bringing him out was kind of yeah, we'll get him ramped up. We kind of show them our hand a little bit. Oh, maybe he might be there. Let's try to prepare for this, that, the other, and then at the last minute try to pull it back and be cute about it. Now, hopefully they don't lose a high draft. They love these draft picks, and so
They love
hopefully
the
it's not
draft.
a third rounder. Hopefully it's like a fourth or fifth rounder. But we're seeing. I guess they're willing to go ahead and pay for that mistake because they're going to have to pay with something. Either they're going to have to
Yeah,
give up money
something's
or
gonna
they're going to have
happen.
to give up the draft pick, and so something's going to happen with
But
that.
we'll deal with that in the offseason. Right now, we got to win these games.
There you go. All right, let's talk a little bit about Thursday night. Lamar is set to return against the Dolphins, as we said on Thursday. The two-time NFL Most Valuable Player acknowledged that there is a little margin for error for the Baltimore Ravens. Jackson emphatically nodded his head when he was asked if it's going to feel like a playoff game for the Ravens team that is off to a 2-5 start. Coach, he touched on that with us in a team meeting. This is Lamar. Each and every game is going to be like a win or go home game, Jackson said after Tuesday's practice. And so it's do or die right now, each and every week. And so let's talk a little bit about Thursday's game. It's down in Miami. They're facing a Dolphin team that came off of a win. Dolphins had the same record as the Ravens coming into this game, 2-5. They've kind of underperformed this year. They lost Tyreek Hill for the rest of the season, who's probably one of their main offensive players. Tavaloga. He has, been fair to middling. He's been like 6'7", pretty much in the season. He's thrown for over 1,500 yards, but he's also thrown 10 interceptions as well. He's taken 16 sacks. His quarterback rating is 90. He's just been up and down, mostly down against the Browns. He looked very terrible. As a matter of fact, they took him out the game, and he redeemed himself in the Falcons game. Devon how you say his last name, Calvin?
Ashan.
Ashan, he has 539 yards rushing, and so the rushing attack has been pretty potent. They've been able to run the ball. He has 3 touchdowns, and you have Jalen Waddle, who's leading the team in receptions with 35. He has 4 touchdowns himself. Also, Ashan out the backfield, as Calvin said, he's pretty dangerous. He has 4 receiving touchdowns, and they got Darren Waller, who got his start with the Ravens as a tight end, and then he went to Las Vegas, and then he went to the Giants, retired from there. He's married to Kelsey Plum, and I guess Kelsey drove him so crazy he just decided to go ahead and quit. And then all of a sudden he came back this season. He has 4 touchdowns as well. You know how we do with tight ends. And so hopefully we'll be able to neutralize some of that. On the defensive side, they have linebacker Jordan Brooks. He has 2.5 sacks. And Bradley Chubb, one of their outside linebackers, he has 4 sacks as well. And so the defense, they're okay. Uh, Not a lot of big studs on that, but we're heading down there. It's a Thursday night game. We didn't come out of Thursday's game with any big injuries at all. And so, what are you thinking on Thursday night? What do we need to do to secure this win?
Play like we did Sunday, with the exception of having Lamar Jackson under center. Now, the only thing that has bothered me since I heard it is the letting Lamar Jackson know that everything is like a playoff game. Because Lamar underperforms in playoffs. And I don't need him. None of us want him to have that pressure. Now, if
Really, he played
yeah,
good in the playoffs last year. And he played good that one playoff game against the
the,
Titans when we
the,
beat them in
wi-
Tennessee.
so the elimination game against the Bills, he played a good second half.
Yeah, the first
He
half wasn't
played a
all that
good
great. I
second
mean,
half.
he was okay. He had a big fumble
Yeah,
yeah.
I need Lamar to play like a regular season Lamar, when there's very little pressure on him. And
Mhm.
it's funny that we've all said the same thing. We never revisited, but we all said the same thing at the end of last season, the end of the season before, and the beginning of the seasons. Oh, we don't really care about the regular season. It's the playoffs that we care about. Well, look at how the regular season is going for us now. Now we have to care a little bit, but we want them to get to the playoffs. Um, I need Lamar to play like it is a regular season game. Although there's very little margin for error, there is some margin for error. I do not need him playing as if this is an elimination game, because unless he's gotten over that, I don't want him to play tight as he's done in the elimination games that we've lost.
Mhm.
If he can play like it's an elimination game and still get his mojo back and still get that groove, then great. But I just need, he's a professional. He's two-time MVP, definite Hall of Famer. It shouldn't be an issue. But as a Ravens fan, watching so many disappointing losses, it just makes me a little nervous.
Sure.
Outside of that, they should not have a problem beating the Miami Dolphins tomorrow night. They should have another double-digit win. I'm going to say anywhere from I called 14 points last week with Chicago. I think Chicago's a better team, but we are going to Miami on a short week. It is Lamar's first game back. I'm going to say it should be a 10-point win, double-digit win, but I'm going to give a
Mhm.
10-point win to the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm with you. I think it'll be a double digit. It should be a double digit win. I just want them to play with the confidence that they played with on Sunday.
Exactly.
Offensively, I want them to go out and establish the run, which will open up the play action for them downfield. I'm not concerned about everybody getting a touch. Just
I'm not
throw to
either.
the people who are open. Run the people who can get you the yards. Let's get away from this. Oh, Isaiah likely needs touches, and D Hop needs touches, and Zay needs touches, and Bates. No, no, we're out here. We're winning. We want to win. I don't care who touches it, as long as you're productive. And so
I would like more touches for D Hop though, because he can catch anything.
D Hop
But
can catch anything, but I mean, to me, just get out and play. Let's
I'm
stop
with you.
this.
I'm with
We're trying to get people touches. I mean, if you're going to get Keaton Mitchell 7 to 10 touches, let's get him 7 to 10 touches where we're putting him in the position where he's going to succeed. Is it if it's those jet sweeps, if it's those traps, whatever we need to do. Let's get him in position to do that. And so I want to see that offensively and defensively. I want to see them stout against the run and be able to hold up against the pass. I'm not asking them to turn into the Legion of Boom in the defensive backfield, but hold your own. Let's not give up. Let's not turn this into last season where Joe Burrow threw for 4,000 yards and Jamar Chase caught 80 passes for 2,000 yards in the two games that they played the Ravens. And so, yeah, I think that they can do it. They didn't come out of that game with a lot of injuries. So you don't have people that are going to be missing. You pretty much have a healthy squad minus Matabike, and you traded almost Owe. And so that's not a loss at all. You pretty much coming in without Matabike and Travis Robinson. I believe he's heading towards
Tavius.
IR.
Tavius.
Tavius Robinson, excuse me, is heading towards IR with a foot injury, and so you're not missing major players. Let's go ahead and get it. Everybody's there offensively. You got your MVP back. You were scoring 30 plus with him. Let's go ahead and get it. And defense, let's go ahead and keep on playing in the manner that we've been playing. And so I think it's going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's go ahead, man. Transition to Pigskin Pick'em. I don't know if Calvin want to talk about Pigskin Pick'em because the cream is still at the top, y'all.
Man, fuck the Cowboys. Fucking bums.
We had one game where we did not pick alike, and that was the Cowboys versus the Broncos. And I picked the Broncos, of course, so I got 1 point last week to Calvin 0. And so now my 4-game lead is reestablished. And so I'm still to a 4-game lead in the head Pigskin Pick'em.
But you got eliminated from guillotine this week. So now,
why you go bring that
up? Now you want to talk big shit.
That's a shame, y'all.
Guillotine. That's why you guillotine king got eliminated.
He petty, y'all. My co-host is petty. Why you gotta bring that up? He petty, well. That's some petty wop stuff.
I need a win somewhere and shit. That's why your guillotine team ain't around. That's why we bid on your players and got your players today.
He petty, y'all. I wake up first thing in the morning. That's what I see is a message on my phone. You have been cut. I'm like, golly. No good morning or nothing. I send him a screenshot. He like, yeah, I'm going to clown you later. Yo, he petty, yo. He's the pettiest of the year. That's so terrible. That's why you got cut in guillotine. That's a shame. Y'all see what I got to deal with, y'all? Y'all see what I got to deal with? Anyway. But I'm still winning in this stuff. So it don't negate the fact I'm still ahead.
You are.
Thank you. All right. And so, man, let's go ahead. I know we're both taking the home team for the Thursday night game. So we don't need to run through that. So Bears Bengals. Now it's 50-50. I read this online today. 50-50 chance that Flacco does not play on Sunday. I heard the shoulder in the game against the Jets, a demoralizing loss. They had a lead a couple times and couldn't close the door. Bengals defense is not good at all. Bears, although the Ravens pretty much negated them and held them to 16. Was it 16? Yeah, 16 points. Still, they're coming in hot against a very bad Bengals defense.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. As a matter of fact, I haven't really decided who I want.
I really, of course, being a Ravens fan, you want Chicago to win. If Flacco's not playing, I definitely think Chicago's going to win. But just that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins element they can blow games wide open. And Chase Brown is not a bad back either. Sheesh. The Bears are. I think the last time I looked, wasn't the line the Bears 6.5 or something like that?
Let's look it up while you are contemplating. Let's go to Segel. See what it's looking like.
I think the Bears were.
Let me go to odds. See if I pull it up. Oh no, not. Line for.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Let's see. Odds for Bears Bengals. Come on, daggone online. All right, let's see. Bears minus 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, two and a
Um,
half.
which which means they're really
Uh,
favoring the Bengals.
yeah,
Um, I'm a,
Bengals plus 2.5.
I say that I say Chicago regroups after this Baltimore loss. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bears. I'll take the Bears.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm gonna take the Bears as well. I think they'll regroup. I think playing against the Bengals defense is the tonic for any of your ills. Vikings, they head up to Detroit to play the Lions.
Taking the lines.
All right, I'm taking the Lions as well. Panthers, they head up to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Packers big win on Sunday night against their old quarterback Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Yeah, Panthers shit the bed against
They
the
did.
Bills last week.
That was a
Jeez.
total blowout.
And I'm gonna take the Packers. Packers may blow them out. They might be 2 blowouts in a row. Taking the
All right.
Packers.
I'm taking the Pack as well. Chargers, they head to Tennessee to play the Titans. The Titans look terrible in that. That was they had the nerve to be the 425 game last Sunday, and so there wasn't much on to compete with it. That was a horrible game
Yeah,
for
but
the Colts.
I picked up their the Titans wide receiver Shamir DK. Freaky Diggy got me like 20 points. Freaky
Yeah,
Diggy.
yeah.
I'm but I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay, I can't say what you doing. Chargers big win on Sunday. No, that was a Monday game that they played. The Who they beat?
they
Because they were just on bye.
yeah, I don't
Oh my
remember.
God, I can't
I
remember
don't
who
remember.
they beat, but they your boy threw for 3 touchdowns, and so that was a good game. All right, Falcons. They head up to New England to play the
Woo.
Patriots. Yeah, your boy, the back quarterback for the Falcons, he's
Yeah,
washed. I think. Yeah, Kirk
Kirk
Cousins.
Cousins, Mr. Steal your money.
Yeah,
He been stealing money all his career.
they've
I
been
think
trying to
Penix.
hide him on the sideline. And like, are you interested in the quarterback? You can have him.
I think Penix is coming back. But Drake London had a
Looking
just
good.
all of a sudden he lost me. He was out this last game. Just last minute, he was out. He lost me a fantasy game because I had him in the lineup, and last
Oh,
minute he was out of the game, and I lost by 10 points. That would have been him. But I'm gonna take the Patriots anyway.
okay.
Falcons aren't beating Drake May in New England.
Niners, they faced the
Who
Giants.
you taking?
I'm sorry, Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots over the Falcons. Cam Scatterboo is out for the season. Horrific injury against the Eagles. So you
Yeah.
got the Niners coming in on a loss to the Texans.
Yeah, Brock Purdy may also be back, but either way,
Hmm.
whether it's Brock Purdy or Mac Jones, I'm taking the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't think they have too much left offensively for the Giants. They lost their wide receiver. Now they've lost their
Malik
best running
Neighbors,
back, Malik
yeah,
Neighbors.
yeah.
This is going to be a good game. Colts, they head up to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Colts, man, they're just running through teams. Jonathan Taylor is just killing them. He's having kind of like a Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley year this year. Daniel Jones, the whole crew.
Yeah, man. And that's the key right there. Pittsburgh likes to get ugly with the games, but the Colts can run, and Daniel Jones is doing just enough efficiently to be a premier quarterback. I'm taking Indianapolis.
All right, I'm taking the Colts as well. Broncos coming off of a big win over the Cowboys on Sunday. They head down to Texas to face the Texans.
Ooh, Texans coming off a big win
Big
last
win.
week at
Defensively,
home
they've been
against the
holding teams
49ers. Yeah, man.
under 20. They're doing very
And
well.
they won this game in the air without Nico Collins' presence.
Correct.
They yeah, man. Whew. Both teams good defense.
Hmm.
Um wow. Give me the Broncos. I'll take Denver on this
Okay.
one. I'll take
Okay.
Denver on the road.
Okay. All right. You know what? You said all those things. I'm gonna change my Broncos and I'm gonna take the Texans.
Oh, well, here we go. I'm back, y'all.
I'm gonna take the Texans on this one. I believe in their defense, so we'll see what happens. Excuse me. Jaguars. It's a terrible game. I didn't really know. This is a toss up. Jaguars. They head out to Vegas to take on the Raiders.
It's not really a toss up. The Jaguars are bad, but the Raiders are worse.
True.
Give me Duval.
I'm taking the worst team as well. I'm taking the Jaguars. Saints. They have changed quarterbacks. They're going with the rookie.
Shock,
Yeah, shock. And
shock.
so they're
Tyler Shock.
heading to LA to take on the Rams.
Yeah, and Rams coming off of bye. I'm taking the Rams. It's not even going to be
Right. It's not
close.
even a question. So I'm taking the Rams as well. I'm sorry. Let me change yours because I want to make sure I get it right. I don't want to get
That's
no
right.
fights. I don't want to have to
Don't,
go back and play the tape.
don't be like you took the Saints. I'm be like, hell no, I ain't take the Saints. I think Puka
Right.
Nakua is playing. I think Puka is coming back also
Okay.
for this
Don't make a
game.
difference. You don't need to.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, they head up to Buffalo. Rematch. This is probably going to be the 425
Yeah,
game on
game of the week.
Sunday. Game of the week on against the Bills. This is really also. I mean, I like the Bills. I like the Bills a lot, but the Chiefs are just sizzling hot right now.
They really are. But they are on the road. They are
Hmm.
going up to Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be a little more hype for this game. Over the past few weeks, the Chiefs have played some not so great opponents, but they dominate the way they're supposed to dominate.
Hmm.
They got Rasheed Rice back. Um, Bill's defense isn't all that great. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the boys in Buffalo.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well. I have more faith in Patrick than anything. Sunday night game. The Seahawks they head down to DC to face the Moes. They say that Jaden Daniels is going to be back for this game.
He is.
Yes.
Oh, he should have stayed out. Give me the Seahawks.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks as well. The Monday night game. I don't think anybody gonna watch this. This is the time they should have two games. The Cardinals they head down to Dallas to face on the to face the Cowboys.
Well, I'm gonna watch it because I need Trey McBride to score some points. I also have CD Lamb in a couple teams, so I need them to score some points. I'm so sick of the Cowboys burning me. God damn. But I'm taking the Cowboys again. This Monday night
Right.
game.
I'm taking the Cowboys as well. All right, so we're both taking the Ravens over the Dolphins, the Bears over the Bengals, Lions over Vikings, Packers over Panthers, Chargers over Titans, Patriots over Falcons, Niners over Giants, Colts over Steelers. Our one split game, Broncos Texans. You're taking the Broncos. I'm taking the Texans. We're both taking Jags over Raiders, Rams over Saints, Chiefs over Bills, Seahawks over Commanders, and Cowboys over Cardinals. All right, y'all. Pick him. We'll see what he can do. Can catch up to the pro. Catch up to Garland the Greek. We'll see what he can do, y'all. We'll see what happens for him. It's petty self. All right, y'all. It's come on yo time. And matter of fact, give me a second. Give me a second. I had to get that out. Sorry. All right, y'all. City forever. Come on, yo. Now, Calvin, when you were a student there, was the principal, was he Dr. Lausch? Was Dr. Lausch your
Dr.
principal?
Dr. Solomon Lausch until my junior year, halfway through the junior year, he left.
Okay. All right. So now, some of you know my life, my educational life. Up through the 10th grade, I went to Catholic school all my life, from first through the 10th grade. And so, my 10th grade year, well, I went to high school at Mount St. Joe High School. And so I did my freshman and sophomore years at St. Joe. But at the end of my sophomore year, the school did not allow me to re enroll. And so I had to find a school to go to. And so the first thought was, oh man, I didn't want to go to Northwestern, which was eventually my alma mater, because someone had just been killed there that year outside of the school, a student who was breaking up a fight. And also, I had people who lived in my neighborhood that went to Northwestern too, and I was like, they knuckleheads. And so I definitely was not thinking about Northwestern. I was trying to convince my mom, maybe you can get me into Woodlawn. We can use one of my uncle's address who lived in Woodlawn. Maybe I could go there. but she was able to get me an interview at prestigious City College. And so we went up to City College and we met with Dr. Lausch and had a nice little interview. And at the end of the interview, Dr. Lausch said to me, "Yes, we can let you into City." And I was like, "Oh, wow, great." I heard good things about City. I mean, but then again, like I said, I hadn't been to public school all my life, but, City was one of the premier public schools. So I'm like, okay, this is better than nothing at all. And so it's better than the zone. And so I was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to a City. And something must have told, I think it was God or just divine providence, told Dr. Lausch to take another look into my academic folder and look at my record. And when he did, he saw that I was expelled from Mount St. Joe High School. And when he saw that, he said, "Oh, we can't let expelled students into our school. I'm sorry, you cannot come here." Calvin, you talk about face drop on the floor. Dog, he didn't even let me get out the office. He something must have told him look in the folder. He looked in that folder again and he saw that I had been expelled. And he was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I see that you're expelled. You can't come here. We don't let expelled students come here." And I wound up having to go to my zone school, Northwestern. And it's so ironic because if I went to City, I would have been in the same class with my wife. My wife graduated in '85, so we would have been classmates. I had already knew her, and I knew she was a student at City, and I knew some other people that I went to middle school with that went to City as well. So I would have been classmates with them, and so I came this close to being a City student, a City graduate, this close. But if it wasn't for Dr. Lausch, I would be rocking the black and orange, talking about City forever. I would have a City ring. And so, come on, yo, Dr. Lausch. It took me a minute to get over that, but I eventually did. So that's why I always say F City when everybody brings up everybody on this text line is City graduates except one. And so, is ever anything about City? That's why I'm always negative about City.
It all comes out and makes sense now. The the pain is deep, my brother. You needed you need to let that go, brother.
I need to let it go. I
Let it
mean,
let that
I
thing go,
can't let it
bro.
go. I never forget that, man. Dr. Lausch, he just, oh my God, it was the worst thing ever. Calvin, I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm serious. The summer of '83, sitting in that man's office, like, okay, I avoided the zone school. I'm not going to go to the zone school. Yeah, we
Let
were
that
on our way
thing go.
out the office. That man said, "Oh, never mind."
Let that thing. Hey, let that thing go, bro. Listen, you got the last laugh. You took one of his students and
I
you made
did.
her fall in love with
I
you. So,
did.
hey,
I
yeah,
did.
I mean, you got the
I did.
last laugh. Let
I
that
did.
thing
I
go,
did.
bro.
Yeah. I was that close.
It
Even
all
some people
makes
I went
sense
to
now.
Hampton with, I would have been in school with them. We would have been at Hampton together. So yeah, life happens for a reason and all. And it's so funny because when I got married, my best friend from Northwestern, he met his wife. She was part of our wedding party. She's Paula's cousin. Now, if I never went to Northwestern, it would never been them. And so, yeah, things happen for a reason.
Hey, man, let that thing go.
But
God
Dr. Lausch, I'm looking for you. If I see
it
you
all makes
walking
sense
down the
now.
street, I'm going to trip you.
Bro, been holding on to that for all these years. You finally let that thing go. But this is a breakout moment, y'all. I need y'all to give me.
I'm
I
trying to
need y'all to
cleanse myself.
shout out to healing.
Yeah, I need to heal. I need to release that. I need to release
Way to lift that burden off your shoulder. I'm going to lay down my
that. No,
burdens
no, don't do it.
down by the riverside, down by the riverside.
Don't do it. Don't
Hey
do that.
man,
Don't do that.
Come on, Baltimore. If you follow me on Facebook, I just put this post up yesterday, and most people are agreeing with me. Come on, Baltimore. First of all, Garland doesn't agree with this. I don't know why, but Baltimore has the best cheesesteaks anyway. Our cheesesteaks are
I
better than
didn't say
Philly's.
Baltimore didn't have a good cheesesteak.
Philly may be the home of the cheesesteak, but Baltimore does it
I
better.
did.
But that's not even the point. The point is somebody here in Baltimore thought it was a good idea that they want to bring Geno Steaks
Ugh, the
down to
nastiest,
Baltimore.
the nastiest cheesesteak.
First of all, the only thing Geno's is good for is having Motown Philly video filmed right in front of it.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, Geno's and Pat's are just like the Jaguars playing the Raiders. One is bad, but the other is worse. And I think Geno's is the worst of the two.
Yeah.
So, and we don't need that here.
Yeah.
We don't need, and then it's a tourist trap up there, and then you're bringing it down to the tourist trap in the harbor
Right.
for Baltimore with their cheese whiz.
Yeah.
Cheese whiz.
Right.
I only put cheese whiz on a Triscuit, and I ain't had a Triscuit or a cheese whiz in over 20 years.
Yeah, I'll stick with cheesesteak and company or Frank's or something else.
Anything.
Anything
Come on,
else
yo.
besides that, yo.
Come on, yo. And then we already know you're gonna come down and get you authentic Philly cheesesteak that's only gonna come with the steak and the onions and the cheese whiz, because there's no lettuce and tomatoes. There's no mayo. There's none. They don't put any of that other stuff on their steaks. And it's that hard French bread. It ain't even the soft bread. I like.
You don't like that? You don't like that?
I like the soft bread. I don't like the chewy hard.
You don't like
French
that French bread? Okay.
I prefer the soft. I like
I
the
feel
soft
you.
bread myself.
But it's all right.
Come on, Baltimore. Come on, Geno Steaks. Whoever did this, come on now. Come on, yo. We do not need that here. Please keep it up there.
Hey, now, well, it's going in a tourist area, so
yeah, it is going in the tourist area.
But
a lot of people mentioned D'Alessandro's, Ishkabibbles.
Yeah,
I'm a Ishkabibbles fan. I'm a Ishkabibbles fan.
Yeah.
That's where I've gone.
Yeah.
But come on, Baltimore. We do not need Geno Steaks here. It's not gonna. A lot of people are like, it ain't gonna last. It'll last because it's gonna be in the tourist area, and people will go. And you know, this is more of an underground thing. You know, people from Philly don't like Pats and Geno's, and kind of the people that are in the know that, but a lot of people don't know that. So when you're talking about tourism, they're going to see it. They're going to think, oh, let me try this one. And I guarantee you it's going to be a line around the corner, at least for the first few weeks that it's open. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So.
The young bulls up in Philly don't even eat that. So
they don't even eat that mess. You be like, oh, I'm coming to Philly. Can you take me to Geno's? They'd be like, hell no, I'm not going to nobody Geno's.
You know, I guess it's like having a Red Lobster in Baltimore. You don't go to Red Lobster if you're a Baltimorean. You can get a good crab cake out of a corner store.
It's like going to Phillips in Baltimore, and Geno's is going to be next to Phillips. We don't go to Phillips. We don't go to Phillips. Now, by the way, though, when Phillips had their buffet, and then they had the one in DC. Now we went then.
Yes, we did.
That motherfucker was off the chain.
Right in there. Listen, in that pavilion.
What? That's when Phillips had the restaurant in the pavilion. The all you can eat. They had the raw bar. Now Phillips,
they used to be popping for a minute.
Yeah. Well, come on, yo. Keep Geno Steaks up in Philadelphia. Let them keep that. We don't need that down here in Baltimore.
Exactly.
Hey, man, another great podcast. We out here early. We would normally just be getting ready right now to record for y'all. So y'all don't know, but we here early.
A special treat. Lead you right into dinner.
You're welcome, people. You're welcome. I mean, y'all not.
And thank you
I'm gonna drop it tomorrow morning.
For those of you who've been praying for me for my release, thank you. I'm gonna live better. When I ride by the corner of 33rd and Alameda, I'm gonna be better. Not better.
We're live on YouTube right now on all the podcast platforms. And if you have Spotify, you can see our faces giving Garland the healing that he needs. I'm going to lay down my
You have been listening
Down by
to
the
the B.I.G. Show.
riverside.
This show was
Down
produced
by
and written
the
by Calvin Coates
riverside.
and Garland Thomas for All Things Black Productions. Follow us on all of your
By the
podcast
way,
media platforms.
just real quick, y'all. The word is pumpkin, not pumpkin. I don't know where y'all get that shit from, but it's pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Later, man.